is finishing fourth and third in the Premier League? This is a question that is asked all the time. Let's dive into it, boys. First of all, United, Aston Villa, Chelsea, and Liverpool are the four teams that I think are in contention. Arsenal's gone one. We know that, lads. We know that. City two. Here it goes. Liverpool take third place. And now let me tell you something for free. I think that they're getting the results and they have the most favorable fixtures. They might not be playing the best, but they do tend to finish seasons off well. Now, yes, like I said, they haven't been playing great, but the Forest win is massive away, and I'm not just saying that because Arsenal drew. Genuinely, that's a tricky game, and they didn't play great, and they came back from getting battered to then go and win. Now that's a big change. United in fourth. They have momentum. They're playing well. They have Sesko, 5 goals in 6 games, 3 goals, I think in 3 in a row, or is it 4 in a row that are just clutch. Off the bench. So they might have found something. Plus, that aside, they're playing well. It's been 6 games with Carrick. It's not a new manager bounce anymore. And yeah, it pains me to say, but they are just doing well. And I don't know how they'll be stopped. They have a decent fixture run. Still some tough games, as every team does, but definitely enough to get fourth. Villa, for me, I just think with Europe, with the squad depth, without Tielemans, without Kamara, they look like a very different team. And they are just dropping off. I think fifth is still a good season for them, especially if they're playing in the Europa League right now and going to try to win that. And then you have Liverpool, United, and even potentially Chelsea that are going to be competing. It's going to be tricky to maintain top four, especially when it's only a 3-point gap right now, or I think it might even be fourth. We'll see, but a lot of games can change. They're even starting to lose games at home. That being said, don't get me wrong, they've done unreal. They're a great team. They're doing well. Emery's done really well. But then we look at Chelsea. Could be doing better. They've done well, don't get me wrong, but you would think after the Leeds tie, which was already tricky, which already wasn't great, they did go and do it again against Burnley, both games at home, both last-minute goals. And I think there's a stat about Chelsea. They're on 17 points dropped in like the last little bit of the game at home, and the record's 21, and there's still 10 games left. So they could easily break that stat, and that is not a stat you want to be breaking because they've dropped that many points when they could have had them. So yeah, you would have expected Chelsea to get those last 4 points against Leeds and Burnley, but at least the Burnley one. But again, just lapse of judgment. Gusto trying the no-look pass. It just shows the levels to the game and the stage that they're at right now. It's very hard, I would say, to be competing for fourth, or even I was gonna say third, but probably fourth or fifth. And they're trying things and they're getting cocky in 1-0 against Burnley. So it's something that Arsenal had done in the past as well. I say in the past, they've literally done it this season. They just did it 2 weeks ago. You're dominating a game. Arsenal were dominating Wolves. I said, actually, we weren't dominating. Let me take that back. We were not dominating Wolves. We were in control in the sense that it was 2-0 up and Wolves had one shot. And we got cocky and just let them get back into it. It wasn't even cocky, actually. We just started not working hard. And I feel like that's what Chelsea did. They got a bit cocky with the no-look, a bit lazy with the red card, and then lazy with the marking. And again, just complacent. And I don't know if it's Rosinia for subbing on defenders and taking off attackers and then subbing off the captain, who you'd think organizes the back line at the end. I don't know if I'd blame him. I probably wouldn't blame the manager. I still think the player should have done the job. But yeah, those were interesting changes. I'll say that at the least. Again, a lot of people are getting mad at Tosin saying he's bad. I haven't seen too much of him, so I don't know. But in my opinion, the goal was on Andre Santos for not marking. He just watched Zion Fleming run past him and expect Tosin to challenge him. But Tosin already had a man he was marking. So, I don't know. For me, Santos got to follow the runner. And maybe just don't have Santos on him because he's their most dangerous attacker and they've let him run free in their box. So, Yeah, with Chelsea's hard games coming up, and they're still into the Champions League, it might be very hard to get top four. It's still doable, but I do think Liverpool third, United fourth, Villa fifth, Chelsea sixth. Cheers.